Hello, my name is 희준. This video is to introduce one Korean artist, Seung-Yoon Lee. He has been discovered by people in Korea through the TV show Sing Again. Since the beginning of the show, he's been sensational in Korean pop business. So my wife introduced him to me as an interesting guy. In fact, it's been over 12 years ever since I met my wife, and I've never seen her like this before, so it made me so nervous when I saw her watching all things related to this guy. So if we were living in Korea right now, I would definitely see a fan having a problem with living a normal life. But thank God we are living abroad right now, so I felt like I should check out who this guy is, called Singer Number 30. That's the way they called him in that show, Sing Again. Because I love my wife, I don't want to lose my wife taken by some weirdos. And I've checked all his performances in the show and interviews and so on. And I found something interesting. Why many people, including my wife, like him. As you probably know, these days, competition programs or TV shows are not new, right? And there must be some rising stars. But most of them finally got disappeared. That's true. I'm not sure about this man, Seung-Yoon Lee. I'm not God. It's been less than 6 months right now to the public. So I should keep my eyes on him to take care of my wife. I know, it sounds weird. Anyway, I did some philosophical approach to understand him and his songs, mostly lyrics. By the way, I studied philosophy, theology, and ethics here and there, so this is my stuff. This video, as I already said, is fundamentally for my wife to help her understand what she likes, and of course for fun. So please don't take this seriously and just enjoy it. Let's begin. Before his performance for his 4th round, he said what and how he likes to perform with the song he chose for the round. The song is one of legendary songs in Korea. Very old, hard to rearrange it to compete. But he chose that song, and before starts song, he said 3 things, which is very interesting. I have been warmly welcomed, which means hospitality, which was literally spoken by him. And second, I'm gonna actualize the meaning of my being. Third, I am standing between boundaries. So, these are my 3 points to elaborate: hospitality, personal being or existence, and marginality. I know this young man's idea is so philosophical. That makes me super interested. Number 1, hospitality. He understands what the people give him as their support is hospitality. As far as I know, this term is not a common word in TV shows, at least in Korea. For me, this is a sociological, philosophical term, and he used that word because he knows the fact that without the people out there, his new fans, their graces and supports, it's impossible to get there. The 4th round. In the early rounds, likes and dislikes were transparent among panels. So he knew he can be there because of his fans, not by panels. He was recognizing where he stands as stranger. He knew he's not part of the mainstream. So, where he is standing at that moment in the show, where he got all praises from the people, is not the place where he was standing before. So unfamiliar as well as strange. It seems the mainstream music business doesn't care of him. Maybe they thought he's just one of them minorities. It means the opposite side of the mainstream, which means ordinary people would like him, because ordinary people have that kind of marginalized experiences and lives. That is something deeper than sympathy for him. I say that is solidarity as marginalized. His popularity refers to solidarity of the marginalized people. That is my first point. My second point is embodiment of being, or I can say actualizing one's being. Honestly, I have no idea from where he got this specific and philosophical idea. Again, this is not a term you can hear from TV show on singing competition. To actualize one's being, what you need is what? Courage. Absolutely, existentialism is the philosophical or conceptual foundation. In the perspective of existentialism, which has Kierkegaard, Heidegger, Sartre as its representatives, the courage is the freedom of will or resolution to practice his vitality specifically in the face of death and meaninglessness, by which human existence is restricted in reality. That decision requires courage. Despite countless doubts and fear of failure, this courage can be actualized. This is the energy immanent in the being of Seung-Yoon Lee, and this energy is called as the power to be, which comes from the ground of being. If you are a religious person, you'd call it God's grace or divine providence. I don't deny it. I'm a Christian as well, but this is definitely a philosophical term and concept. Anyway, when one's possibilities and potential become real, those who like Seung-Yoon as his fans may experience a faith and hope to see the new possibility of the person. This possibility is always beyond the status quo. They experience the same energy moving in this courage because it is universally immanent in all human beings, and people seem to experience some kind of catharsis. Therefore, his popularity is based in the experience of hope, in which he or she can experience the immanent courage to be in human beings. The third point is he is standing on the boundaries. He seems to have a clear understanding of between boundaries or the borderline. He said he himself is not a master of one specific genre or music. Unlike other professionals, he's not gifted in music, he said. He thought of himself as being stuck between different types of musics, between genres, between everything. Let's say this circle refers to one genre or field or business, you name it. He is there at the edge of the circle. Seeing the other fields or music again, he is there. And he's there between the circles. That is the boundary he is standing on. However, here, a strange thing happened. Between the boundaries, where the circles meet, he's become a new center by creating his own genre or music. The people call it genre number 30, or just Sunyun Lee genre. At the same time, those existing centers of other circles become the edge. It's reversal in his world, and other people who are not at the center, but around the center or at the edge, the ordinary people, or even the marginalized, see the newly created circle and the center and get the hope to live out the courage. So, as seeing him, they've got the hope for their own future, their own being, existence, for creating their own world and life. You can have more transparent understanding of this concept if you listen to one of his songs, Gainism. Each one of us is microcosmos. We are part of this universe. This song reminds me of Plato's idea or Hegel's absolute spirit. So, Sunyun Lee is a haven for those who want to move forward beyond the boundary. Preparing for this video, I've watched some videos speaking of his father, who is very famous pastor in the Korean church. So many of them want to brag about it and use him for their own religious purposes. No offense, I respect that. It's freedom of expression. They can say whatever they want to say. I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing this for my wife and for fun. But the more they put the religious values on him, and the more they try to bring him to a kind of some worship places, or events, or TV shows, or church, the faster he's gonna lose his popularity. Whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. Because if that happened, he's gonna lose his freedom because of all the religious restrictions and reputations related to his father and to his family and so on. So personally, people should leave him alone to enjoy his own being, music and life, whatever, and we can enjoy it as well. Thank you.